Hey friends, it's Peggy Hall back with you, and we are talking about dealing with dread and anxiety. If you'll go back and rewatch the first two broadcasts, I give a very clear definition of dread and anxiety and how that is different than a bona fide concern that you might be facing. If you do have a bona fide concern that you are addressing, I think it's very important to face it, to identify it, to define it so that it is within boundaries and it is not something that is a runaway concern. Dread and anxiety can be defined as a sense of foreboding or a generalized discomfort and unease about something that you can't really put your finger on. So we talked about taking care of the inputs, what you are consuming in terms of food and what you're drinking. You want to get off the stimulating foods. We talked yesterday about releasing that anxiety and dread through physical activity and physical activity that actually helps you release that. And then today we are going to talk about something that's so important, and that is quality sleep. Let me know in a comment below if you have noticed how your moods and tendency toward dread and anxiety can be exacerbated, can be increased and magnified when you are getting a poor night's sleep. I'm the kind of person that when I go to bed, I actually fall asleep when my head hits the pillow, and I pretty much sleep until my animals wake me up or sleep through until the morning. The issue for me has been for the last couple of years with the amount of requests that I'm getting from people that want me to help them solidify their rights and to teach them about the laws that protect those rights, and the sheer number of incoming emails, I literally have been skimping on my sleep. So I would say for the last 2 years, because I've changed things up in the last few months, I had to because I was putting my own self at risk. I was helping people at my own expense, and I had to set some boundaries. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to keep going. Let me know if you can relate to that as well. The first couple of years of all of this hogwash, I believe that was intended to really break us down physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, intellectually, socially. Did I mention that? And that really has taken a toll on a lot of people. So although I could fall asleep easily and sleep through the night, I was skimping on my hours of sleep. Let me explain something about sleep that a lot of people don't know. And that is when your body has a preferred time of sleeping. And that's between the hours of about 10 p.m. and 6 or 7 a.m. Now, I know, you may say, Peggy, I'm a night owl. I am not tired at that time. I get my second wind. I do better staying up until 2 p.m. and then I can sleep in and get my day going later. I understand if that has become your habit, but let me explain how the body works. Between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., your body is going through a rebuilding process. All right, that's when your body is repairing the tissues. That is when different metabolism, uh, metabolic functions are occurring. So from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., your body is rebuilding and repairing. Let's use the analogy of you're doing some remodeling on your house. And of course, before you remodel, you need to actually do the, what is it called? The destruction, right? You need to take everything out and you need to have the demolition. And in your own body, the demolition happens between the hours of 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you have to go to the bathroom because your body now is tearing down all of the old and getting rid of all the old. And you might have some sleep in your eyes. All of those metabolic functions between about 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., that is when your body is breaking down all the old. So let's imagine that you've got the demolition crew in and they're tearing out a wall because you want to create an open concept in your house. And they start to demolish that wall. And then they move on to another wall. And you're like, wait, no, I don't want you to tear down that wall. We need to rebuild now. We need to put in what we wanted. We're going to remodel. We're going to build up what we want new. Imagine if you only go to bed at 2 p.m. You never have a chance, your body never has a chance to fully repair and refresh and rebuild. It's only demolition. Tearing down, tearing down, tearing down. That is why people feel run down. Even if you go to bed at 2 a.m., like I have many, many times, even 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I have stayed up until 5 a.m. on occasion. And even if I sleep for 4 hours, 5 hours, even 6 or 7 hours, it doesn't have the same beneficial effect as if I had slept earlier. So if you're going to bed at midnight, you've already missed 2 hours of rebuilding. You've already missed 2 hours of your brain repairing, of your hormones balancing, of your, and that's called your human, oh my gosh, the word is escaping me right now, but that is when your body is actually repairing and rebuilding. I got it. It's called the human growth hormone. That HGH is what your body is producing, and other metabolic functions are occurring between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I may have gotten the time wrong earlier. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So that time period is where you want to make sure that you actually get to sleep as close as you can to 10 p.m. When I was a competitive swimmer back in my earlier days, I remember a swim coach saying to me and to all of us on the team that you have to be in bed before midnight. And he said that for every incident that you don't get to bed by midnight, it takes your body 2 weeks to recover from that sleep deprivation. Now, I don't know if that's scientific or if he was just trying to scare us into getting to bed earlier because we were teenagers. But I never forgot that, how important it was and how important it is. You probably have experienced that yourself, just thinking about times when you have gotten to bed at a good hour and you've gotten a full night's sleep, how much better you feel. And then when you have scrimped on your sleep, or you've had interrupted sleep, and maybe you've gotten up early, maybe you have young kids, maybe you have animals, and they are disturbing your sleep and disrupting your sleep, you know how that can make you more agitated, more irritable, and more filled with dread and anxiety. I do not have the medical evidence for what I'm about to say, but I will give you my own personal experience. I believe that those feelings of dread and anxiety can be exacerbated, can be made greater because of the um, changing of your hormones. And what I mean is this: our sleep is also regulated by hormones. And when your sleep is disrupted, your rhythms of your hormones are also disrupted. I remember back in the old days when I used to travel, needing to get up early to catch a flight. And I would have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I would wake up and I would feel horrible. I actually, hang on one second.